Let's discuss about CanActivate and CanActivateChild Guard. So basically this guard is used to CanActivate guard is used to prevent a particular route. So if this will return true, then user will able to navigate a particular route, otherwise user will not able to uh, access a particular route. It is very simple. But what about CanActivateChild? So in this scenario, it will prevent the children to be loaded. Again, I am saying the same thing. Okay, if you are restrict their parents, so automatically children will also be not able to, user will not able to navigate. So the both are the same thing here in this case, but here intention is different. Like, uh, can activate child is only work for their children. Okay, for their children, so it will prevent their children to be loaded. If it will return a false, if it will return can activate child will return true, then you will able to navigate their children, otherwise you will not able to navigate their children. So in this scenario, you can notice that I am using a can activate. Okay, it means I am able to navigate a particular path. So let's try to do it into the browser. So if I will able to navigate, then I am able to access it. So but here I am not able to access because it is not returning true. If this will can activate uh, guard will return true, then it will be accessible. So let's return it true. So I returned here the true. Now if I will try to access a particular route, then I will able to access. Now see, this is the hello component is called, right? So it means that can activate I am able to use it. Okay, one thing, if I will use the can activate child, then what will happen? In this scenario, if I will use the can activate child, then also we will get the same effect because we will not able to access their children. So if I will try to use the greetings here, so you can notice that in this scenario I am not able to use the greetings. Why? Because it's going to their children, and children is restricted because can activate child is returning false. Okay, but here it is true. It means I am using can activate. I have to change here the can activate child. So I need to implement here the can activate child, and also I need to change it here. So C will be here a small case. Now you can notice that since it is returning true, then I am able to access. If I will return here the false, then I will not able to access these things. Okay, because it is navigating to the login page. So I hope you are understanding. And one more important thing, what about uh, can activate child if I will use for any of this children route, then what will happen? So let's see. In this scenario, what will happen if I will write it for any particular child, then what it will be happen, any child route. So here if I will try to navigate a particular route, and if this can activate child is returning, let's do it. So if I will use the greetings, then you can see the hello component is still we are able to access, even if this can activate child is returning false because we have set it here false. But still it we are able to use because the can activate child is not used for their children's or a particular path. Okay, it means what? It means that this path doesn't have their children's, and can activate child only work for their children's, not for a particular route, only for a part their children. That's why the can, because this path greetings having their children's, that's why it is working for their children's. But for the path this one or maybe path hola, the can activate child will not work. In this scenario, can activate will work, can activate child will not work. So if I will use the can activate, then it will work. So let's see it. Just I am going to check it. So as you can notice here, if I will add it here, the can activate, then now if you will try to navigate a greeting, then you will not able to do that because it is returning false. It means you are this particular route is not allowed. It is redirecting to the login page. So this path is not allowed because you are using the CanActivate. CanActivate is used for a particular route, maybe a children or maybe anything. Okay, but CanActivateChild is work for only for their children, not for their parents. So even if this is a children, but this children doesn't have their own children. That's why it is not working. CanActivateChild will not work. Okay, so I hope you understand what is the difference between CanActivate and CanActivateChild Guard. Again, one more times, CanActivate is used to prevent a particular path need to be navigate or not, and CanActivateChild is used only for their children. Okay, if any path doesn't have their children, then CanActivateChild will not work. But in case of the CanActivate, it will work. It will work for any of this route. And if any particular route having their children, and if you want to use the CanActivate, you can do it. Because if you will restrict their parent, then children will be automatically restricted. Okay, but if you are using any particular component for their parent, so sometimes it's happen that for their parents you can write a router outlet, and in place of the router outlet, whatever children component will return, that will get appended after the router outlet. So if you will use here the component, if you will load the component, so in case of CanActivateChild, that particular component will get load, but their children's will not get load. But that component will get load. Children's component will not load in place of the router outlet. But if you will use the CanActivate guard, then in that case, no any component will get load, because it's restricting their parents itself, that particular route itself. So component will also get restricted. It means I mean to say, suppose that this one, suppose I will add here the component, login component, something like this, and this login component having the router outlet, and that router outlet will work according to it means based on the children output will get loaded in place of the router outlet. So in this scenario, CanActivate, if you will use the CanActivate, then this component will get loaded, and if you will use the CanActivate, and it will return a false, then this component will not get loaded. And if you will use the CanActivateChild, and CanActivateChild will return false, then this component will get loaded, but their children will not get loaded. Okay, so thank you for, if you have any doubt, then please comment.